As in past elections, voters have 3 ways to vote this year: early in person, which ended on Sunday, via mail-in ballot, which is still an option as long as the ballot is postmarked by 8 p.m. tonight, and of course, in person today. State and federal election officials say they're going to extra lengths to ensure voting goes off without a hitch. County clerks tell senior correspondent Joanna Gagis there are still a few last-minute questions about the new Democratic ballot design.
From what I've seen in at least 3 towns, it's a very low turnout.
Even for the registered faithful who typically turn out to support their party, on this primary election day, voter apathy seems to be the name of the game, at least here in Union County.
We have just about 13,000 ballots received. Turnout at the polls is low so far. We've only had about 2,800 voters come out in the 5 days of early voting.
But what these election officials are not seeing is confusion around the new ballot layout. Block-style voting for Democratic candidates, the result of U.S. Senate candidate Andy Kim's lawsuit challenging the party line layout, a format that remains on the ballot for Republican challengers. Union County Clerk Joanne Rajapi points to their efforts leading up to the election.
We have gotten a lot of questions, especially when the sample ballots went out. People said, well, why does the Democratic ballot look like this and the Republican look like that? But as you know, we have a informational explanation on the sample ballot. It's also on the election machine ballot to explain why it looks differently.
And poll workers are out there ready to explain the new format to any voters who need it. Alphonse Castellano says the ballot sample helped him prepare for today.
I take a look to the ballot, yes, because I want to be sure that a little investigation about what candidate is better for me. I can understand perfectly what is the candidate that I used to vote.
But a new ballot layout's not the only challenge facing Union County election officials. The U.S. Department of Justice issued a consent decree last year after finding the county wasn't meeting certain election requirements, including that ballots be printed in both Spanish and English, the role of the county clerk, and that bilingual, specifically Spanish-speaking poll workers, be on site in polling areas with large numbers of Spanish-speaking voters, ready to assist, including inside the curtain during the voting process as needed. That job falls under the County Board of Elections. Federal monitors on Election Day are included in that decree.
They are entitled, as part of the order, to go basically in and out of any polling location. They have authorization from our office to do that. Our poll workers are aware.
Is it challenging to find Spanish-speaking poll workers?
It's challenging to find poll workers, period. So then, yes, now you add another required qualification, and yes, it is even more challenging.
But what won't be compromised today, says Board of Elections Administrator Nicole Dorado, is the security of this election.
Every single ballot that comes into our office, we check a signature verification against the voter's profile that we have in the state voter registration system. We check to make sure that the address that they're registered at is the one that's written on the certification of the vote by mail ballot.
Is that every single ballot?
Every single ballot, every single time.
The mail-in ballots are still being processed, and counting will begin at 8 p.m. tonight when the polls close. These workers are prepared to be here, counting late into the night. In Elizabeth, I'm Joanna Gagis, NJ Spotlight News.